Directing officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages.
That's the Big Dipper over there.
Yellow and blue make green.
Well, a cow pie really isn't a pie.
Come on, Riff! Open your eyes!
Remember, you're always teaching. Teach carefully. React with rage and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool and kids will do likewise. For advice, visit actagainstviolence.org. Brought to you by MetLife Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
My name's Rachel, and I'm 10 years old. I like riding my bike, playing soccer, and in 8 years, I'll be an alcoholic. I'll start drinking in middle school, just at parties. My friends will drink, so I will too.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults.
My parents won't really know what's going on yet. I mean, I'll do okay in school, but when I drink, I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Alcohol affects their judgment and their future, so start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
For more information on teens and alcohol, and to learn what you can do, visit the web at stopalcoholabuse.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Ad Council, and this station.
Time Clippers down 2. Griffin on the wing for 3 and the win! Oh my goodness! We've got a winner! Locker lead! Yes! 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 Will count! Yes! Buzzer! Yes! Yes! Oh! Anthony Davis! It's in 4 seconds. Here's his move. He spins an off-balance shot. Wins the game! Call that way. Curry flings it the other way. He got it!
Stay up to date on all local sports in the 209. Follow us on Facebook, the 209 Sports Facebook page.
In a world where your tires are your only connection to the road, one man, 4 tires, free air. An epic battle against underinflation, tire damage, and even tire failure. In the ultimate fight for properly inflated tires, the warrior gives his heart, his soul, to keep those he loves safe on the road. Tires will inflate. Money will be saved. A message from the Rubber Manufacturers Association.
Good evening. That's something right. I can't hear myself.
What does freedom of speech mean to me?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Freedom of speech means I can speak out against the majority.
It means I can express my opinion freely.
It's the American dream.
It's the First Amendment.
It means everyone has a voice. I guess freedom of speech is more than a right.
1, 2. Check.
It's a responsibility.
A message from the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and this station.
Check. There it is. Where am I at? There it is. Okay, you have me plugged in here. Okay, cool. We're good.
Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm a survivor of mannequinism. Mannequinism is basically when you turn into a hard plastic shell. They say it's from not being politically active. For me, it started when I didn't register to vote, and then I stopped volunteering, and before I knew it, I wasn't doing anything. And that's when I found the first sign. A small, discolored hard patch of plastic on my right shoulder. I thought it would go away on its own, but it didn't. It kept spreading. And when I could no longer conceal it with a t-shirt, I knew I had to see the doctor. He said I had this early stage of mannequinism and that my only hope was to get involved, even if it was something simple. So I began reading the newspaper and instantly got feeling back in my arm. I guess you could say I'm living proof you can fight mannequinism.
Protect yourself from mannequinism. Log on to fightmannequinism.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Alex G. Spano Center. As you hear right now, the University of Pacific Tigers women's basketball team is on the floor as we're talking. Jeff Dominic, thank you very much for joining me today. in this West Coast Conference matchup between the University of Pacific Tigers, the home team in this West Coast Conference this conference matchup, taking on the University of San Diego Toreros. Finding out the starting lineups here as we kind of get things started. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. Last year, the San Diego Toreros came in at 25-8. Right now, coming in at 7-5, 1-1 in the West Coast Conference play. What more can you say about the University of Pacific Tigers? They're 6-7 on the season, but they're 2-0 in Western Coast Conference. So there's a lot of good things that are starting to come across for the University of Pacific Tigers, starting to peak at the right times, and what a way to go ahead and end their year, and hopefully the beginning of what's going to happen the beginning of this year. Tonight's matchup, once again, is between the University of San Diego Toreros, the women's basketball team. A little bit of a shocker as we were finding out when I walked in here before we went on air. They lost a big player recently and maybe out for the season, and that's Maya Hood. And Maya Hood not being in the lineup tonight, and from what I hear is being injured for the season, possibly. Better make sure that I say that, because if she shows up, and I don't want anybody mad at me if it's not correct, but it's possible that she may not be here for the rest of the season. And if that's possible, that could be detrimental to the University of San Diego Toreros and what she means to this team, which is, if you're for the Pacific Tigers, is good news. You have the leading rebounder and scorer for the Toreros no longer playing, so that is big for the Tigers and possibly for their success. So once again, we will get to the lineups here in just a moment. The Pacific Tigers are running a 3-guard, 1 center, 1 forward lineup, while the Toreros will be running a 3-guard, 2 forward setup. And it kind of puts a monkey wrench in what you would think would be the keys to victory for the Pacific Tigers, because now you don't have to focus on a single player like Maya Hood, the senior from San Diego, which is once again a just complete big time blow for the Toreros. And as we get closer to tip-off, we're about 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from tip. And we will, once again, here in just a second, get you that starting lineup, brought to you by the Tuesdays with Maury. And the reason why we put up Tuesdays with Maury, Moriana Clayton, a senior for the University of Pacific Tigers, will be bringing back her show next semester, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully everyone is recovering from the New Year's. And once again, Happy New Year's from all of us here at the Pacific Tiger Radio Network. And let's go ahead and get to that starting lineup for the visiting San Diego Toreros. Aubrey Ward L., the junior guard, 5'9", from Vancouver, Washington. Catherine Hamilton, the senior from Chandler, Arizona. Corey Woodward, the senior guard, Vancouver, Washington. The other two forwards for the Toreros, Sydney Williams, the 6'1" junior, and also Aubrey Ward L., from Vancouver, Washington, the junior. Excuse me, I actually named her off twice. We'll go ahead and move it over to Carolyn Burr, the sophomore from Mishawaka. And let's go ahead and start for the home team for the University of Pacific Tigers, the 3 guards. Unique Coleman getting another start, the senior from Stockton, California, St. Mary's High School. Desire Finney, the junior who's been on a tear, and we'll talk about her in a little bit as well, who's been on a tear since West Coast Conference play has started. She's the junior from Berkeley, California. Gianna Luaulu Summers, the junior also from San Francisco, California. The forward, Emily Simons, she's been on a little bit of a tear, almost a pretty much guaranteed double-double every time we turn around. The senior also from Doncaster, Australia. And Ellie Lopez Aguilera will be your senior tonight from Barcelona, Spain. So once again, that starting lineup was brought to you by Tuesdays with Maury. We're going to go ahead and step aside. It is getting close to game time, which means the National Anthem will be starting off here in just a moment. So we will step aside and allow that to play. And I'm just kind of filling a little bit of space. Thought I timed it perfectly, but apparently I didn't. So here comes the starting lineup. Once again, brought to you by Pacific Tiger Radio Network.
This evening's contest features the University of San Diego Toreros versus your Pacific Tigers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and move your hats as we join our players and coaches for the playing of the national anthem presented by Valley Pacific Petroleum. The national anthem is presented by Valley Pacific Petroleum.
And welcome back to the Alex G. Spano Center as they were just finishing up the national anthem there. Jeff, Dominic, thank you all for joining us today here on Pacific Tiger Radio Network. The game of the week between the San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers, West Coast Conference play. And we will kind of get more and more in tune. The last time that these two teams met here at the Alex G. Spano Center, it was a tough loss, 59-56. San Diego Toreros won. Melina Hood scored 15 points, and Maya Hood scored 14 points. And once again, we're going to go ahead and the starting lineups, just real quick, is going to be Ward L, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, and Williams for the San Diego Toreros. The Toreros are led by head coach Cindy Fisher in her 12th year, Marianne Folkowski, Mary Andrade, and Trevor Olson. Trevor Olson in his first season, Andrade in her second year, and Mary Ann Folkowski is in her 12th. University of Pacific Tigers are led by head coach Bradley Davis, assistant, and this is in his second season. Amy Starr in her second season as an assistant coach. Amy Farrell in her 7th season. Alexis Thomas also, but this is in her second season. The director of basketball operations is Amanda Leland, and video coordinator RJ Hunter for the University of Pacific Tigers. Obviously, this is radio, but we want to go ahead and anybody that's associated with the University of Pacific Tigers, we want to go ahead and give them a little bit of recognition. Graduate assistant also Kendall Kenyon, who has a lot of history with the University of Pacific Tigers on this court. And she was probably one of the most known to get a double-double every time she turned around. And as we talk a little bit about the San Diego Toreros, we've kind of left off where we were talking about the Pacific Tigers and the advantage that they're currently on right now with Hood no longer being in the lineup.
6'2" senior from Barcelona, Spain. Number 11.
And that was, excuse me, I apologize, was Melina Hood, who was averaging 18.4 points per game, and she was.
Number 5, Emily Simon.
Want to double check on that before I'm starting. Oh, I'm lying to you. I apologize once again. It's Maya Hood, who's averaging 18.1 points per game and is no longer in the lineup. What I was looking at was the 2015-2016 stats for the San Diego Toreros. So not a great way for your season if you were looking at for the San Diego Toreros losing one of their key players due to injury. San Diego Toreros wearing the all-blue uniforms, a little bit of a light blue trim, white numbers. San Diego across their chest in white letters. University of Pacific Tigers in the home whites, orange numbers with black lettering across their chest. It says Pacific. And they will be going from right to left as you're listening to us. And the Toreros will go from left to right. To take the tip is going to be Williams. And it looks like Lopez Segura. Oh, excuse me, that was Desire Finney that controlled the tip. But it went to San Diego, and Desire Finney hit the deck hard. And she got up fine and walked away under her own power. Into the post, a layup attempted by Williams, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Gianna Ulu Summers controls the rebound, and we head the other way. Gianna Ulu Summers hands it off to Desire Finney at the elbow. Back up to the top to Emily Simons. She's looking for a pass to try to get it inside. Kicks it out to Unique Coleman, who's right at the tooth of the Pacific Tiger logo. She gets it over, hands it off to Emily to Emily Simons. She tries to get it up. They're screaming for a 3-second call. Gets it up to the free throw line to Lily Lopez-Segura. She'll try and lay it up. No good, but there's going to be a shot clock violation called on the Tigers, so a turnover for the Pacific Tigers here early, and the San Diego Toreros defense has done a great job so far right out the gates. Full court press by the Pacific Tigers as they have, it looks like Woodward dribbling the ball up to the top. Kicks it up to the top of the key, trying to lay it in, no good. Rebounded, controlled by the Tigers, foul called. And it's going to stay Torero basketball, I believe, and it's going to be a foul on Emily Simons off of a push-off on the rebound. Inbounding the ball would be Woodward. She tries to get it inside into the post. A jump shot right in front of the free throw line is good, and that was Sydney Williams, and so the Toreros get to the early start. Desire Finney with the basketball. She's going to try and go from coast to coast. She tries to lay it in. No good. Rebounded, controlled by the Toreros. That was Carolyn Burr. She hands it off to Woodward. Woodward controls the ball back up to the front court for the Toreros. Toreros going from left to right. 5-second count being applied. Gets it inside to Burr. Burr kicks it back out to the top. On the elbow, driving inside. That is Ward L. She tries to lay it in, and good. So the San Diego Toreros up early 4-0 over the Pacific Tigers. Gianna Ulu Summers tries to get it inside, kicks it back out to Desire Finney. Desire Finney gets it inside, tries to get it to Ellie Lopez-Segura, stolen by the Toreros, and that was Catherine Hamilton. She hands it off to Ward L, and Ward L is on the elbow. She tries to kick it back out for 3 at the corner, no good. Rebounded controlled by Carolyn Hamilton, and stolen by Emily Simons. Simons will go ahead and control it all the way to the front court for the Pacific Tigers. She's looking for the rest of her team. Hands it off to Gianna Ulu Summers. Gianna asking for a little bit of a screen applied by Ellie Lopez-Segura. She kicks it out to Unique Coleman. Unique Coleman almost thought about the 3. She'll go ahead and try and drive it inside. Right at the free throw line, kicks it out to Emily Simons. She'll shoot the shot, and good for 3, Emily Simons. 4-3, here's our score as we approach 7 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Pacific Tigers trail 4-3. Ward L with the basketball, kicks it out to the corner. Thought better of it, that was Hamilton. Hamilton asking for a screen, that is not Hamilton, but it was back up to top, that's Hamilton. She'll shoot the jump shot, and that is good from about 17 feet. 6-3 is the score right now. Desire Finney with a close pass to Gianna Ulu Summers. She lays it in, she takes a tumble, but no foul called. Gianna Ulu Summers with a nice feed for the Pacific Tigers, and that was Desire Finney with the assist, I believe. Trying to get it inside, trying to lay it in, and good. I did not catch who that was. That was Carolyn Burr. Carolyn Burr has a good matchup so far early in the game. Desire Finney, coast to coast. Desire Finney once again has been absolutely on a tear. 17 points against Portland, 23 against Gonzaga in the game on Saturday. Carolyn Burr with the basketball, gives it up to Hamilton. Hamilton kicks it out. Wardell will shoot the 3. No good. Rebounded, controlled by Unique Coleman. The Pacific Tigers looking to take their first lead of the game, trailing by 1, 8-7. Gianna Ulu Summers wants to shoot the 3. She nails it. And the Tigers lead 10-8 here with 5:49 to go here in the first quarter. Woodward with the basketball, gets it up to Hamilton. Hamilton right on the elbow. She'll try and drive it inside. Kicks it out to Wardell. Wardell tries to drive inside. Blocked by the Tigers. Blocked again by the Tigers. This time she regroups, lays it in, and good. Stolen by Hamilton and fouled by Desire Finney as she grabbed her on the way up. Hamilton will go ahead and shoot 2. And we will see Hamilton shoot her first 2 free throws, actually the first 2 free throws by either team here in the contest. Catherine Hamilton coming into today has started all 12 games, hits her first free throw. She's shooting about just around 42% on the season, and a very good free throw shooter as well. She's shooting about just under 74% here early in the season. Second free throw is up, and that one rims out. Rebound controlled by Desire Finney. She wants to push the pace, gives up to Gianna Ulu Summers. Gianna changes her mind, gives up to Desire Finney for 3, no good. Rebounded controlled by the Toreros, but a traveling call as 2 Toreros tie up, and both teams kind of, or well, I should say both players on the team got together. So the Tigers will have the basketball, trailing 11-10 with 5:19 to go here in the first quarter. Referee giving them both a little bit of time, just make sure everybody's okay. A substitution will be the first time we see them today. See a substitution today. We have, looks like Patricia Brossman, and I believe that was Anna Ramos checking in for the first time today. Gianna gets the basketball, inbounded to Desire Finney. She tries to lay it in, no good. Rebounded, tapped around, controlled by Ramos, and the Toreros go the other way. Ramos tried to drive it inside. Gianna Ulu Summers blocked her up pretty well. The Tigers are running a little bit of a 3-2 set, and the shot is up and good by Woodward as she hits it from about 20 feet. Toreros leading 13-10. A foul called as Gianna Ulu Summers tries to drive in, so it looks like she may be shooting 2 here as we come up on the first media timeout of the afternoon, or of the evening. Timeout called, so we will as well. This is the game of the week here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network. The Tigers taking on the San Diego Toreros. We'll be right back.
Statistics say that 4 out of 10 high school students will drop out of high school, but sometimes the difference between dropping out and finishing is a boost.
I sort of got messed up into gangs, and there's one girl named Maria. She just told me to get my things straight, and ever since then, she's been there for me.
10 real-life, at-risk students are filming their year, so you can see what it's really like trying to get through high school. Go to boostup.org to see their stories, and give someone you know a boost, so they can finish. High school is hard. Graduating is harder. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Ever think of light bulbs as being cool? They are if you choose energy-efficient bulbs and fixtures that have earned the government's Energy Star label. They're so hot, they're cool. Because they burn cool and last up to 10 times longer, you save money and oodles of energy. Change a light, help the environment, save some green. The solution is as close as your nearest lamp socket. Brighten your environmental future. U.S. Environmental Protection.
Back here at the Alex G. Spano Center, Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining me today. Here a media timeout stat sheet by awesome Pete Jacobson. Thank you all for joining us today. So far early in this contest, the Toreros are shooting 6 of 12, leading 13-10 over the Pacific Tigers. Tigers at 4 of 7. And the Tigers do have hit 2 of 3 at the three-point line. Gianna Ulu Summers will be at the free throw line. Gianna Ulu Summers' first free throw is up and good. Tigers are a very, very good free throw shooting team. I believe it was roughly around 78% on the season. Second free throw is up, and that one's good. So the lead is only 1 to the Toreros. Ramos with the basketball as she heads back up court, right about midcourt, met by Gianna Ulu Summers and Naja Queenlan. Queenlan in for the first time today, as well as Tyler King, Lopez Segrera, Leidy, and Ulu Summers for the Pacific Tigers. Rebound controlled by the Toreros. Another offensive rebounded by the Toreros. Toreros have Ramos, Hamilton, Woodward, Brossman, and Williams. Williams gets it inside, almost off the side of the rim, and that was Brossman, and Naja Queenlan with the rebound. Pretty much takes it all the way up court, gives it off to Tyler King. No good. Rebound and controlled by the Toreros, and that was Woodward with the basketball. She hits it up to Hamilton. Hamilton kicks it out to Ramos. Ramos tries to get it inside. Back out to Woodward. Woodward thought about the three, decided to slow things down. Kicks it out to Ramos. Ramos will shoot the three, and that rims out. Ellie Lopez-Segura with the basketball, and the Tigers will go the other way. Ulu Summers tries to get it inside. Knocked around. The Tigers control the basketball. Jump ball called. The Tigers will go ahead and retain the possession. I'm surprised that a jump ball was not called sooner. Moriana Clayton checking in for the first time in place for Ellie Lopez-Segura.
Tiger basketball.
The Toreros once again are wearing the all blue, and another substitution being called as Hamilton will check out and Wardell will check back in for the Toreros. Toreros wearing the all blue with white numbers and lettering. Tigers wearing the all white, black lettering, orange numbers as they go from right to left. Gianna Ulu Summers hands it off to Chelsea Lighty. Over to Naja Queenlan at the top of the key. She'll try and drive it in. She's right at the free throw line. She looks around, kicks out to Gianna Ulu Summers, smashed up by Ramos. Ramos and her together. 2-1, doesn't see the free throw, shoots it up. It rattles around, no good. Wardell for the Toreros regains the basketball, and we head the other way. Ramos with the basketball, calling the plays for the Toreros. Gets a screen at the top, a foul called, and I believe they will call that on Gianna Ulu Summers, who is reaching in. They actually called it a blocking foul. The first personal for her, the third for the team. Inbound pass to Ramos. Ramos gets it back up to the top to Wardell. Around the horn we go, back up to Wardell. She'll give it to Woodward. She'll shoot the three, and she'll nail it. And the Tigers now trail 16-12 here with 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Naja Quinlan with the basketball, gives it up to Gianna Ulu Summers. Matched up to Tyler King. Tyler King right at the elbow. She'll try and drive it inside, lay it up, off the side rim, no good. Woodward with the basketball, and she gets the rebound. And she'll take it all the way up to the front court. Gets it inside, another foul called, and I believe that was a push on Moriana Clayton, and that will cause that was an offensive foul, I believe. Carolyn Burr will go ahead and re-enter the game. And actually that was a turnover to the Tigers as it was just out of the reach of, looked like Patricia Brossman. Gianna Ulu Summers with the basketball, asking for a screen, telling everybody to clear out. Gets it up to Tyler King at the top of the key. Back to Gianna, who's at the corner. She'll shoot a corner three, and good. So back-to-back threes by both teams, and the lead is only 2-1 to the Toreros. Woodward with the basketball for the Toreros. She gets a screen up to the top by Brosman. Brosman tried to do a little bit of screen and roll, kicks it back out to Ramos. Ramos gets another screen, and this time that was by Burr. Played well by the Tigers. Gianna Ulu Summers with the basketball. She's looking for a breakaway. She slows things down, sees Naja Queenlan. She'll go ahead and hand it off and let Naja do her work. Naja Queenlan tries to get it inside. Stolen by the Toreros, and that is Ramos. She'll go ahead and get an outlet pass to Wardell. Wardell will try and lay it in. No good. Rebounded by Gianna Ulu Summers. Long pass to Chelsea Lighty. Lighty will try and get it inside. Finds Moriana Clayton. She'll lay it in, and the Tigers have the lead. First 2 points for Moriana Clayton, and the Tigers lead 17-16 with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter. Woodward with the basketball, gets a screen by Burr. Burr will shoot it up. That was Brosman, and Brosman will go ahead and do a nice little 16-point shot, or 16-foot shot, and the Tigers once again now trail 18-17 with 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Chelsea Lighty with the basketball. She'll try and drive it in. She'll lay it up. It's good. Tigers take the lead. 38 seconds to go in the quarter. Woodward with the basketball. She's matched up by Tyler King. A foul called, and I believe that's going to be a Moriana Clayton. Moriana Clayton looking around saying, that was me. And yes, Moriana Clayton, host of Tuesdays with Maury, is called for the foul. Subs are going to come back in. Hamilton coming in for the Toreros, as well as Sydney Williams. That means Brosman and Ramos will take a seat. And same thing with Desire Finney will check back in for the Tigers, and I believe that was Tyler King taking a seat. Inside pass, no good to Williams. Rebound and controlled by the Tigers. Tigers can hold for the last shot if they realize it. They've a little 2.5 second difference between the shot clock and game clock here in the first quarter. Desire Finney with it. She's going to go ahead and try and run in. She tries to lay it up. No good, but a foul called. And it looks like Desire Finney will go ahead and shoot 2 to possibly extend this lead for the Tigers. Ward L with the foul called. Aubrey Ward L for the second personal foul or second team foul for the Toreros. Desire Finney will go ahead and shoot 2. First free throw is up, and that's good. Tigers are 3 of 3 so far at the free throw line. Amila Lee checking in for the first time. Going to give Gianna Ulu Summers a little bit of a break. Don't need to see her get another possible foul and put her in any kind of foul trouble. Second free throw is up, side rim, no good. Tapped around, almost controlled by the Tigers, but it was controlled by Hamilton, and we go the other way for the Toreros. Hamilton with the ball. She tries to get it inside. Wanted a travel call, no good, but the tie-up called, and the Toreros will go ahead and take the possession on a jump ball called. Did not catch who was inside there.
Torero basketball.
Once again, Toreros Woodward will check it in. Watch out for Hamilton there. She gets it outside, tries to lay it in, and that's good. That was Carolyn Burr. Desire Finney with it. She realized that she will not get that off. And right here in front of us, the basketball will land. So after the first quarter, we're all knotted up. 20-20. So we will step aside here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network. Game of the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. 20-all. Jeff Dominic on the call. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be right back.
My hero doesn't wear a cape or have superpowers. She doesn't slay dragons or kill wizards. No one wants my hero's autograph. She never goes to Hollywood parties, and she definitely doesn't have a star on the Walk of Fame.
My hero doesn't try to sell me soda, candy bars, cereal, or cheeseburgers.
You won't hear my hero song on the radio. He doesn't have a crew, bling bling, or a mansion.
You can't buy my hero's makeup line, handmade purses, or designer baby clothes.
My hero didn't win the pennant. She can't do a 360 dunk, and there's no way she'll score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Some of New York's most admired figures are the city's public school teachers. Just ask one of the millions of kids who learn from these heroes every day. For more information on the most rewarding job you can imagine, visit teachnyc.net. Join New York's brightest. Teach NYC. A public service announcement brought to you by the New York City Department of Education, the Appleseed Foundation, and the Advocate.
Just about to start the second quarter here at the Alex G. Spano Center. Game of the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining me today. Gianna Ulu Summers, 3 of 4 so far here early in the after the first quarter. She has 10 points to go along with 2 rebounds. She's very early dominating this game. She took I would say about a minute off the last time we saw her as she got a much needed rest. As I'm trying to get her, she's played all but about 30 seconds in the first quarter. So watch out for some possible tired legs, but so far so good for Gianna Ulu Summers. Tigers are shooting 54%, 60% at the three-point line, and hitting 100% at the, not 100%, 75% at the free throws. Desire Finney, Chelsea Leidy, Desire Finney tries to get it in, throws it away, and out of bounds. Early turnover here for the Pacific Tigers as the score is 20-all between both teams. On the court for the Toreros is Ward L, Hamilton, Woodward, Brosman, and Williams. For the Tigers, Clayton, Leidy, Lee, Finney, and Queenland for your Tigers. Woodward with the basketball, gets it up to the top. Around the horn we go. Woodward winds up getting it back at the top of the key. Kicks it out to Wardell. Tapped by Desire Finney. Stolen by the Tigers. And a foul called, and that was Wardell. Wardell just happened to be at the wrong place, the wrong time, as she ran into Desire Finney. And it'll be a blocking call on Wardell and the Toreros. That's her second personal, so she will take a seat. And we'll see Jamie Kissinger here for the first time tonight. Amila Lee with the basketball. She gets the inbound pass from Naja Queenlan. Chelsea Leidy gets it right out the elbow. Asks for a screen. Stopped by Jamie Kissinger, who has just entered into the basketball game. And she's called for the foul for the very first time. And that is 2 quick fouls on the Toreros. Amila Lee will check it in, gets it into Naja Queenlan. Queenlan hands it back off to Amila Lee. Back a little give and go between her and Queenlan. Queenlan will try and drive it inside. Kicks it out. Stolen by the Toreros, and it was just Sydney Williams right there, like clogging up the middle like she's been doing so far in the first quarter. Around the horn we go. Woodward with the 3. No good. Moriana Clayton with the rebound. Amila Lee with the basketball as she just passes across the front court. Gets into Chelsea Leidy. Leidy is going to go ahead and do a little bit of a Euro step. Lays it in, and the Tigers take the lead here in the first minute and 15 seconds. Chelsea Leidy hits the deck hard. I did not see what happened, but she wound up hitting the deck, and the rebound controlled by the Tigers, and a foul called, and Chelsea Leidy just now got up. I saw her hit the deck. I did not see what happened, but looks like she's getting up under her own power. A conversation between the referees, but it is going to be a foul called on the Toreros, and that's on Hamilton, her first personal, but the third personal foul, or third team foul for the Toreros, so something to be aware of. Chelsea Leidy is going to go ahead and check out, and Unique Coleman will check back in for her. Hopefully she's okay. She sat right back down and didn't even ask for any assistance or anything like that. Naja Queenlan with it. As a little around the horn, Amila Lee will kind of drive it inside. She decides to pull it back out. Around the top of the court. Back to Naja Queenlan. Queenlan tries to get it in. She gets a little bit of a crossover, spin around, tries to lay it up, and good. 24-20, Tigers leading here with 8:12 to go here in the second quarter. Hamilton with the basketball. Gets it up to the top to Brosman. Brosman almost got stripped by Desire Finney. She'll go ahead and fall down to Woodward. Woodward with it. She's at the top of the key. Gets a screen by Brosman. Kicked out to Ramos. Ramos wants to drive it in. Trapped by 2 Tigers. Back out to Hamilton. Hamilton sees that there's 6 seconds on the shot clock. She'll shoot it up. Off the side iron. Rebound controlled by Moriana Clayton. Amila Lee wants to drive it up. Running a little bit faster, a little bit more of a tempo. Gives up to Naja Queenlan. Queenlan thought about the 3. She'll drive it inside along the baseline. Kicked out. Traveling called. Queenlan kind of puts her hands up, kind of slaps her sides, and it'll be a turnover for the Tigers. Gianna Ulu Summers checking back in for Amila Lee. Amila Lee playing a good solid couple of minutes for giving Gianna a little bit of a break, who has 10 points early in this contest. 24-20, Tigers leading. Gianna Ulu Summers matched up by Ramos. Gives up to Hamilton. Hamilton drive in, tries to lay it up. Side iron, no good. Gets her own rebound. Tries to lay it up, no good. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. And that's Naja Queenlan, I believe. Gives it up to Gianna Ulu Summers. Gives it back to, that's Unique Coleman, excuse me. She'll lay it up. No good. Rebounded by the Toreros, and we head the other way. Both teams seem like their pace has picked up pretty fast, and a reach-in call going to be called on the Tigers. Excuse me. Too many T's in this matchup. Tigers, Toreros, and the Naja Queenlan will be called with the personal foul. That's only the first personal foul as we hit the just over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Quick pass out to Sydney Williams, about 18 feet away, and it is good. Tigers lead 24-22 with 6:50 to go. Naja Queenlan with it, a little bit of a give and go, as almost a giveaway by Unique Coleman as she kind of tried to get it inside. Gianna Ulu Summers tries to lay it in, no good. A blocking foul called, and that's going to be a foul on Sydney Williams. So we'll see Gianna Ulu Summers hit the line to shoot 2.
Sydney Williams, second personal. 14.
And that'll be her second time to the line today. And we'll see a couple more Toreros coming up, and we'll see Taylor Hepburn is at the scorer's table to check in. First free throw is up and good. Gianna Ulu Summers, once again, a very, very good free throw shooter. Desire Finney has scored in double figures in 7 straight games so far this season. And, of course, 2 that have come since West Coast Conference's play started, which has been 2 games. Second free throw is up and good by Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. Full court press by the Tigers. Ramos with the basketball. She just gets it up past midcourt. Gets it into Hamilton. Hamilton back around the corner we go. That's Woodward matched up by Desire Finney. Back up to the top. That's Ramos matched up by Unique Coleman. Tries to drive it in. Hands up. Off the side of the backboard. And Unique Coleman with the rebound. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers with it. Gives it up to Unique Coleman. Unique Coleman wants to drive it inside. Spins around. Tries to get it inside to Moriana Clayton. No good. And the Toreros go the other way. Bounce pass stolen by Gianna Lu'aulu, or excuse me, that was by Moriana, goodness, that was a frustrated, very, very frustrated Naja Queenland. There'll be a jump ball called, and it'll go Toreros basketball. A couple other Tigers coming in. One of them is Ellie Lopez Aguera and Emily Simons, and the frustrated Naja Queenland going to go ahead and take a seat. And also into the contest is Madison Pollock, who's a 6'1" freshman from I'm going to butcher that name, from Washington. I'm just going to be better off to say it that way rather than really offend anybody. And the Toreros control the basketball. Hamilton with it as the Tigers once again are running a 3-2 zone. Out to Woodward. Woodward tries to get it inside, try and lay it up, and she was fouled pretty hard. That was Carolyn Burr. I believe that was Desire Finney. She will go ahead. That's her first personal. That's the second team foul. But the Toreros will go ahead and hit the free throw stripe for what looks to be only the third and fourth time tonight. First free throw is up and good by Burr. And I'm looking real quick to see what Burr's free throw percentage is. And then she's a 76% free throw shooter, and she misses the second free throw. Out of bounds on the rebound, and the Toreros really regained the basketball with 5:36 to go, trailing by 3. And a mishandle by what it looked like it was Ellie Lopez Aguera. So the Tigers miss an opportunity there to extend the lead. Hamilton with the basketball, and she tries to dribble it inside. Once again, Tigers running a 3-2 zone. Gets it inside, try and lay it up, and good. That's the freshman, Madison Pollock, and the Toreros now trail by 1 here with 5:20 to go here in the second quarter. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers, she'll try and drive it in. She'll try and lay it up. No basket called. So she'll have to, I believe she'll actually have to try and earn them, but the foul is called on, just double checking on the number. And that was on Woodward. That's her first personal, and she'll go ahead and shoot. Now that will be Gianna Lu'aulu Summers will go ahead and shoot 2. First free throw is up and good. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers with 13 points tonight so far, and we're only in with 5:17 to go here in the first half. Second free throw about on the way, and that one rattles in, and the Tigers once again have the 3-point advantage. Woodward with the basketball for the Toreros. Once again, about a full court press by the Tigers, almost stolen by Unique Coleman, and the Tigers will go ahead and set up their defense, while the Toreros, with Hamilton at the top of the key, hands it off to Woodward. Top we go, back to Woodward, try to get it inside, stolen by the Tigers, and that's Desire Finney. She looks like she's trying to go to coast, hands it off to Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. Slows things down, she'll try to drive it inside, kicks it out. Around we go again. Emily Simons with it, down to Desire. Desire will shoot the 3, off the side iron, no good. And a foul called, and I'm curious, as there was 3 Tigers around it, who that's going to be called on. And that is on Emily Simons, and I believe that's her second personal foul in the contest. Actually, that's her third, so watch out for that one. So media timeout as we head to the bottom half of the second quarter. Tigers leading 28-25 here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network. Game of the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining me today. We'll be right back.
The
Some people still don't believe that secondhand smoke is dangerous. This is Scott Bakula. Did you know that just being around someone who smokes can cause severe lung problems, heart disease, and cancer? But there is something you can do about it. Call for a free booklet from the Will Rogers Institute. It clearly explains the proven risks of secondhand smoke and the ways you can avoid exposure. Toll free 1-877-957-7575. Because secondhand smoke is dangerous. Believe it.
Hi there, this is Sammy Hagar here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. Now, style's a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody else's business. Please plan ahead, designate before you celebrate, because friends do not let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
4:35 to go here in the second quarter. Pacific Tigers leading 28-25. Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining me today on the game of the week between the University of Pacific Tigers, the home team, as they take on the visiting University of San Diego Toreros. Toreros right now on the court have Pollock, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, Brossman. University of Pacific Tigers waiting for their update is Eli Lopez Sagrera, Lu'aulu Summers, Coleman, Finney, and Queenland. Toreros going from left to right, tie up on the court, and a jump ball called, and it looks like that will go to the Tigers. What a great decision there. I believe that was Desire Finney who had the tie up, and great job by her getting the possession back to the Tigers here early. Inbound pass to Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. Gives up to Naja Queenland. Back to Unique Coleman. Coleman trying to drive it in. Gets it up to Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. She'll dribble it in. Gets it to Desire Finney. She tries to go along the baseline. A foul called and almost a 3-point play. But she will go ahead and go to the free throw line. A blocking call. And that's on Pollock. That's her first personal. Desire Finney will go ahead and hit the line. She's only 1 for 5. She's got 3 points today. First free throw is up and good. She did miss a free throw, so she's struggling a little bit tonight. But Gianna Lu'aulu Summers has definitely helped her pick the game back up, as she has 14 for a second free throw is up and good. So the Tigers now lead by 5 here with 4:11 to go. Tigers still once again playing the full court press. Pollock with the basketball. She'll try and dribble it up. Kicks it inside to Burr. Burr hands it off to Brosman. Brosman lays it up, an uncontested layup. And the lead is now back to 3. And actually that was Woodward, excuse me. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers gives it up to Eli Lopez Sagrera right at the free throw line. Back to Naja Queenland, who hands it off to Desire Finney. She'll try and drive it inside. Lays it up and rattles home. Desire Finney now with 6-7 points. Long outlet pass to Hamilton. Hamilton with an easy layup. And a timeout called by the Pacific Tigers. So I just saw the John Cena symbol from one of the referees, as he said you can't see me. 30-second timeout called on the court. Tigers leading 32-29 is that full court press kind of backfired for the first time really tonight, as a little bit of a outlet pass let Hamilton, who's a very dangerous scorer, squeak through, and Hamilton now has 5 points. She's 2 of 7. Toreros shooting 40% so far in the game. The Tigers shooting 55%. A lot of that is helping with 3 of 6 at the 3-point line, 10 of 18 shooting overall, and 9 of 10 is what at the free throw line is what's causing this little bit of a differential in the game so far. 32-29 with 3:29 to go here in the first half. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers with the basketball. Once again, she's got 14 points. Gets a screen from Unique Coleman. Around the horn we go. Desire Finney within an offensive foul called. Eli Lopez Sagrera called for the illegal screen. And I believe that will be her first personal foul, but that is going to be the 4th team foul for the Tigers. Tigers leading by 3 with 3:17 to go here. Once again, a full court press. Outlet pass to Pollock. Pollock gives it up to Hamilton. Hamilton will go ahead and try and bring it up court quickly. She's right at the near side elbow. Little screen. A shot made by Hamilton. Ellie Lopez-Aguero will be called for her second quick personal foul. And she'll go ahead and shoot one. And we see quickly Moriana Clayton's going to go ahead and check in. And I believe Ellie Lopez-Aguero is going to, seems she's very frustrated. And she'll go ahead and have a seat probably for the rest of this half, if I'm not mistaken, because now some of the bigs for the Tigers are starting to get a little bit of a foul trouble here. So an and one possibility here for the Toreros. Not good, no good by Hamilton, which is once again surprising, seeing how she's a 70% free throw shooter. So the Tigers maintain the lead by one. Gianna Ulu Summers hands it off to Desire Finney. Naja Quinlan now with the basketball. Back to Gianna Ulu Summers. 10 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Naja Quinlan. Almost lost the handle. And a double dribble called. And that's kind of surprising because that was looked like she lost control, but a turnover called on a double dribble. And actually the referee is being asked what happened there by head coach Bradley Davis. Tigers still maintaining the lead, 32-31. Torero's looking to take back the lead. Screen by Hamilton. Pollock with the wanted the basketball. Stolen by Desire Finney. She's going to try and go coast to coast. Lays it up and good. Desire Finney now with her 9th point of the evening. Hamilton with the basketball. Once again, the Tigers running that 3-2 zone. Screened by Pollock. Kicks it back out to Woodward. Woodward gets another screen. Almost stumped right there. Stolen by Moriana Clayton. And a foul called. And Moriana Clayton's going to go ahead to the line. And she claps her hands in excitement. Tigers looking to try and push this lead as far as they can with 2:04 to go. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and try and there's going to be a substitution. Chelsea Leidy looks like she's checking back in, as well as looks like Patricia Bosman will also check back in for the Toreros. Clayton will go ahead and shoot two. Tigers so far 9 of 10 at the free throw line. First free throw is up, and that one's good. Mila Lee and Chelsea Leidy both checking back in for the Tigers. Sitting Desire Finney, and I believe that was, Unique Coleman going to go ahead and have a seat. So Queenland, Lee, Ulu Summers, Leidy, and Clayton on the court for the Tigers. Second free throw is up and no good. Possession controlled by the Toreros. Tigers leading by 4 here with 1:57 to go here in this first half. Chelsea Leidy almost with the steal. Once again, Tigers running that 3-2 zone. Hamilton with the basketball. She kicks it up inside, gets it down low, tries to lay it in. No good. Rebounded, controlled by the Toreros. Bounced around a little bit. Hamilton with the basketball she slows things down, tries to get it reset. Brosman was inside and pretty in deep against Moriana Clayton, and yet she was unable to score. Hamilton with the basketball. She'll try and lay it in. No good, but they foul called, and they will go ahead and go to the line. We'll see Hamilton back at the line. And it was on Chelsea Leidy, her first personal. I was watching what the referee was doing there, and he kind of did some sort of Olay move. So, saying that that's how the foul happened. So, Hamilton back at the line. Her first free throw is up and good. Hamilton with 8 points. And she's 2 of 4 so far at the free throw stripe. A little bit of a slowdown here. Referee signals 1 free throw still to come. Second free throw is up and good. So the lead is now just 2 for the Tigers. Amila Lee with the basketball. They go from right to left. She's on the far side of the court. She's going to go ahead and thought about trying to drive it inside by herself. Gives it up to Chelsea Leidy. Leidy's called for the travel, and she had to really kind of control her temper there a little bit. And she was kind of a little frustrated because she didn't feel like she traveled. So the Toreros look to either even up the score or take the lead by 1 if they hit a 3 or get a 3-point play. Woodward with the basketball matched up by Leidy. Or excuse me, that's Lee. Leidy with matched up by Hamilton. Hamilton wants to drive it inside. She'll try and lay it in. No good. Moriana Clayton with the strong rebound. And she'll go ahead and hand it off to Amila Lee. Amila Lee with 54 seconds sets up the play. She'll try and drive it in, hands it off to Leidy. Leidy calling for Moriana Clayton to come give her a screen. Here she comes, and she gets it. Almost stolen, ripped away by the Toreros, and it will go ahead, and the Toreros do wind up taking the ball. And Leidy with a little bit of too much paying attention on what was in front of her instead of watching what the defender was doing, and got stripped of the basketball. So Woodward with it, matched up by Leidy. Or excuse me, Amelia Lee. I keep saying Leidy, and I don't mean to. Gives up to Hamilton. 10 seconds on the shot clock. She'll try and drive it in. Kicks it out to Woodward. Woodward with the three. No good. Rebounded by Naja Queenlan. And with 15 on the game clock, they will go ahead and settle for the last shot. Amelia Lee with it. And she tries to set up the last play with 8 seconds. Gets a screen by Moriana Clayton. She'll go from coast to coast. Lays it up and good. And the basket counts. She'll go ahead and go with the and one. Amelia Lee trying to make this a 5-point contest with 5.2 seconds to go here in the first half. So she will shoot her free throw, and it's good. 5 seconds left. Hamilton will run it up court. She'll shoot it up. Off the side of the rim, and no good. So at halftime, the University of Pacific Tigers leading the University of San Diego Toreros 38-33. We will step aside for halftime. We'll be right back here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network, 91.9 FM, as we, once again, the game of the week between the West Coast Conference play between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Thank you all for joining me tonight, and we'll be right back.
Being a college freshman is supposed to be tough, but let me tell you about my schedule this semester. All 18 credits. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have American Lit at 8:05 a.m. And then I only have 15 minutes to get to my 9:15 Ethics and Value Theory class, all the way across campus. Then in the afternoon, Calculus 1. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have 2 lectures that go through lunch, Sociology of Families, then Intro to Microbiology. Pre-med. And finally, I have a double lab that ends around 9 p.m. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you.
If a kid will do whatever it takes to get through college, what will you do to send her there? Please support the United Negro College Fund and call 1-800-332-UNCF, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. A public service brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
How can we help prepare our kids for the future? Hi, this is Roger McGuinn. These days, our children face challenges unimaginable to us only a generation ago. We adults need to help our kids find something in school that really sparks their interest and keeps them involved. If that something happens to be music, the child will benefit in so many ways. Playing music in school is a great way to make friends. Studies are showing that kids involved in music are less likely to get into trouble. And kids who studied music find science and math easier to grasp. They tend to score higher on SATs. It has something to do with something called spatial IQ. So get your kids involved with school music. It's a great way to help prepare them for life.
A PSA brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and the National Anthem Project, the campaign to restore America's voice through music education. Music, part of a sound education.
Everybody needs clean water, especially Ariel the Little Mermaid and all her friends under the sea.
Flounder, hurry up!
And no matter where you live, what you do above the ocean affects all the living creatures below it.
Scuttle, look what we found!
Human stuff, huh? To keep our oceans clean, recycle, and dispose of trash properly.
Isn't it fantastic?
To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org. This has been a message from Environmental Defense, the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation, NOAA, and the Ad Council.
Hello, son. I'm Dean Rubin from college. Here to invite you to join us this fall.
Me?
You've always wanted to go to college, correct?
Yeah.
Well, here's that invitation you've been waiting for.
Joey, out of bed!
Wake up. You can't dream your way into college. There are actual steps you need to take. For all the steps, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
In 1805, Lewis and Clark described in their journals a country teeming with wildlife.
Bison as far as the eye can see.
Rivers churning with fish.
They wrote of scenes of endless beauty and of meeting more than 100 nations of American Indian whose lives were one with our environment. Now, imagine what Lewis and Clark and the American Indians they met would say if they walked the trail today. Would they be pleased?
There are herds of homes where the buffalo once roamed.
Or would they feel differently?
Something must be done to save what's left of this great place.
As we commemorate the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, we encourage you to consider what's been lost and what we can do to preserve what's left of the trail that still winds through us all. Walk with Lewis and Clark and see what you discover at www.lewisandclark200.org.
This is a public service message of the National Council of the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, the Missouri Historical Society, and the Ad Council.
In the great scheme of things, a minute isn't all that much. Unless you happen to have a stroke. All of a sudden, those minutes count. Minutes that could mean losing your ability to talk. Minutes that could mean losing your ability to walk. Talking, moving, walking, gone. Which is why, if you can get help in time, your stroke can be treated. The warning signs of a stroke include sudden numbness or weakness of the face, sudden trouble seeing, speaking, or understanding. If you experience this, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost. Visit strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE today. A public service announcement brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Know the facts about African Americans and stroke. To join the movement to stop stroke, visit strokeassociation.org today.
That's the Big Dipper over there, and there's the Little Dipper.
Rub the balloon on your head like this, and then it'll stick to the wall.
Brown shoes, brown belt. Black shoes, black belt.
Pucker your lips, leave a little hole like this, blow out, and that's how you whistle.
And that's why radios don't go near the bathtub.
Get some glasses, you idiot!
Remember, you're always teaching. Teach carefully. React with rage, and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool, and kids will do likewise. For a few quick pointers, visit actagainstviolence.org or call 877-ACT-WISE for a free brochure.
Well, a cow pie really isn't a pie.
Brought to you by MetLife Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
Halftime here at the Alex G. Spano Center. Jeff Dominic Long, thank you all for joining me today. This is the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Thank you all once again. And I think, Mark, you going to come join me tonight? You going to come join me for halftime? Come on, Mark. Hate. Thank you all for joining us once again as Mark is getting a headset on. I'm going to go ahead and turn him up here a little bit. Mark, what's up, bud?
Not much. How are you?
Good, man. I see you running the camera tonight. What do you think of this first half so far? Gianna Ulu Summers is on a tear, 14 points.
They started slow, the Pacific Tigers.
Well, do you credit that with the defense? So the defense, both sides' defense has been pretty heavy tonight. Tigers run a full court press, and the Toreros are able to have a lot of turnovers. In fact, the Tigers right now have, well, they have 12 turnovers, so you got to watch out for that right now.
Well, yeah. Well, the last, I think, 3 minutes was the first time where Pacific showed the full man press, full court press. I mean, so I mean, yeah. In the beginning, yeah, it was defense battle between both teams, and no, yeah, I'm not saying bad anything about both of them, but they were just mostly defense in the beginning. But after a while, close to the end of the first quarter, that's when the offense started to pick up both sides.
I was kind of curious because we found out Hood was not going to be in the lineup tonight. I guess it sounds like that she's got an injury for possibly the season, I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah, no, she's out for the season.
So I was wondering on how this would affect this team, but it looks like that right now they haven't, and it's kind of one of those things I say a lot whenever we talk is that, that's why I like college sports so much is there's always the next person up. In this case, Hood out. It looks like this team has stepped up absolutely remarkably the way that this thing so far has played out.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure how. I've never seen San Diego play with Hood on, but to be honest, I guess they play more fast tempo. So without her on the court, it's hard to. I mean, they're spreading the court, but with her offensive with her offense missing, it's hard to shoot the ball, and so that's why I see. And I heard that it was a for San Diego. It was a 7-man rotation, but now with her out, they're thin on the court, so it's hard to give rotation when it comes to who's playing for the minutes wise.
So far, it's been a 9-person rotation, other than Jamie Kissinger, who only has played 1 minute, and Taylor Hepburn, who's also played only 2 minutes. So far, the bulk of the minutes, Corey Woodward, she's played all 20 minutes so far. Carolyn Burr, she's played 15 minutes, and Catherine Hamilton has also played 17 minutes. Catherine Hamilton, got to find a way to guard her. She's not shooting the ball great. She's 3 of 9, but she's playing very, very well for the Toreros. So you got to keep an eye on her for the rest of the rest of this game.
And for the Pacific, I haven't really seen this. I don't know if I haven't checked the stats, but Pacific can't get an offensive rebound.
No, in fact, if I'm looking at let me look at the second half stats. That's first half. Excuse me.
Well, there's still the first
offensive
half.
rebounds. I'm sorry, first quarter. Offensive rebounds 0. You're absolutely right. The Toreros have 8. The Toreros are leading the rebound advantage by 1, though.
Yeah, well, they need to get the second chance points and reduce that. Vice versa on the defense, out rebound them. Get more of the defensive rebounds. If San Diego's having 8-0, that means the defense rebound needs to step up.
Well, something else though. I mean, there is the defensive rebounds and the offensive rebounds, but when the Tigers are shooting 12 of 20 overall and shooting 60%, you don't necessarily need to have a lot of offensive rebounds. I mean, they only missed 8 shots. So what it tells me is they're selecting their moments. The turnovers may be one thing, but they're selecting their moments and making good shots when they need to.
How many turnovers? I heard there were 12.
12.
Okay.
So that's what I'm concerned about, but at the same time, I'm very happy with their shot selection. Free throws as well. 11 of 13, shooting 85%. The Toreros have only shot 4 of 7. And 3-point line, Tigers 3 of 6. Toreros 1 of 6.
Okay. Well,
there's your advantages right there.
Well, yeah, they need to continue doing that. I mean, San Diego, they're gonna hit the 3-point no matter what, second half, but they have to defend that better to make sure that they're scoring that kind of percentage. Under 50%, that's under 40% for San Diego. That should be fine for Pacific playing defense on that side.
I've liked the full court press. It seems like that they, other than really 2 real hiccups on this full court press, I've seen Hamilton slip out twice. But other than that, I've liked the full court press. I've not been a huge fan of the 3-2 zone, but it looks like that it's obviously worked out fairly well as they're still limiting the shooting percentage to stay fairly low. But I think that's also been contributing to the offensive rebounds that the Toreros have had, albeit that they're also a little bit of a bigger team.
Do you see Coach Davis bring in more of the full press?
I see that he will switch it up very randomly because I think that now that the Toreros were able to see what they're going to try and play, you got to play. Basketball is always a chess match, and we know that the history of the Pacific Tigers, especially last year, third quarter was always that little bit of a heel for the Tigers and always a little bit of a hurdle to get over. Not so much this year, but it still is something of a focal point as the Tigers are now coming out on the court. So I'm always concerned with that, but I still think that the Tigers can definitely overcome that.
I know you asked me this, but I'm going to ask you this.
Sure.
What needs to be done for Pacific to win?
This dude. No. I think the Tigers need to keep up the pressure. I mean, I think that's really what's going to be the big advantage for the Tigers. You've got Melina Hood not going to be here, obviously, tonight or for a very long time. Actually, being that she's a senior, not going to be here at all. You got to keep up the pressure, and if you can do that, you're going to exploit some turnovers, and the Tigers can put these into points. We saw that Desire Finney can definitely do that. She's got 9 points. Gianna Luau Summers with 14. Both those Tigers together are doing a great job.
What about for the other team, San Diego?
San Diego Toreros need to they need to find a way to slow down Gianna. I think Gianna's going to be the big key in this factor, and I think that if you don't do that, this is going to be a very, very long half for the Toreros. So that was the halftime moment. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark Leon. Give me a little dab. There you go. We'll see you at the postgame, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So he's going to go back to camera duties. I will turn that down so that way it doesn't slam down on the desk. And you leaving that? You going to leave that with me too, or are you going to let me just do my thing? You going to be all right? Oh, you're just going to – because Coach is – okay, cool. So we will see Mark at the end of the game, and we will step aside as well before the second half. This has been the post game. This has been the halftime wrap-up here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network, 91.9 FM. I've been Jeff Dominic, and I'm always going to say Jeff Dominic, and we will be right back on the game. Louis.
So, which one's yours? The one at bat. Oh, that's okay, Chris. Only my kid could strike out in T-ball. Oh, run, Chris, go! Looks like he's having some trouble running. Oh, he's wandering way off the baseline. It's like he can't see. Oh my gosh, his helmet is too big. It's as big as a bucket. You know, I must have gotten him an adult one. What was I thinking?
You're out!
Oh. When safety equipment doesn't fit, it's game over. That goes for your kid, too. If they're too big for a car seat, that doesn't mean they're the right size for an adult safety belt. If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat. It raises them up so the safety belt fits properly. And the right fit makes all the difference to their future. To learn more, visit www.boosterseat.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Just about to start the second half here at the Alex D. Spano Center. The visiting University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Trying to look at what the Tigers and Toreros are going to put out on the court for the second half. Starting five for the Toreros will be Wardell, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, and Williams as they go from right to left, wearing the all blue and white lettering and white numbers. Tigers will be with the almost about the same starting five. Gianna Ulu Summers starting it all off with Ellie Lopez-Aguero, Desire Finney, Emily Simons, and Unique Coleman. Woodward with the basketball. She'll kick it out to Wardell. Wardell looking to get it up to the top. A foul called, and it'll be Gianna Ulu Summers called for the foul, and she was called for a push on Woodward. Oh, that was Ellie Lopez-Aguero, and that's her third personal foul. So two Tigers with three personal fouls here early. That's Emily Simons and Ellie Lopez-Aguero. Woodward with the basketball to inbound it. Long outlet pass to Burr. Burr hands it back off to Woodward. She tries to get back inside. And she winds up getting on the near elbow here, right in front of us. Back to Wardell. Wardell wants to drive it inside. Trapped by two Tiger players. Kicks it out to Woodward. Back to Wardell. She's matched up by Ellie Lopez-Aguero. So Lopez-Aguero needs to watch out. She's got three fouls. She defends well against Wardell, and a no good, and the Tigers regain possession here early in the first quarter. Foul called, and that'll be on Wardell on Desire Finney, who tried to drive it inside right along the baseline, the far side baseline. Tigers going from left to right, wearing the home white. We're seeing Moriana Clayton check in, and Chelsea Leidy in place of Unique Coleman and Ellie Lopez-Aguero. Tigers wearing all white, orange numbers, black lettering across their chest that says Pacific, going from left to right. Gianna Ulu Summers with the basketball. She's trying to check it in. Long pass to Desire Finney, who gets the basketball. Behind the back, tries to lay it up. No good. Rebounded, controlled by Hamilton. We go the other way. Torero's trying to get a long pass. That's to Wardell. Wardell just decides to pull it back. She'll slow things down. Tigers looking like they're playing a little bit more of a 3-2 still. Gives it to Wardell. Tries to get it inside. Hands it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton right on the near elbow. She'll drive it inside. Right at the free throw line. Tries to lay it up, or tries a nice little 14-foot shot, and it's good. Torero's now just trailed by 3. Gianna Ulu Summers tries to drive it in. She decides to kick it back out to Emily Simons. Simons will decide to drive it in. She spins around. Kicks it out to Tyler King. Tyler King will try and dribble inside. Gives it around to Desire Finney. Back around the horn we go. Corner 3 almost. Never mind. Desire Finney with it. She'll try and drive it inside. She tries to lay it up, and good. Desire Finney with her 11th point of the evening, and the Tigers pull it back up to 5. Hamilton with the basketball. She'll try and drive it inside to Tyler King. Off the side iron. No good. Kicked out of bounds. Tigers control possession. And now we will see Unique Coleman checking back in for Tyler King. Tyler King playing a little bit of some decent minutes here recently. She is the sophomore from Queensland, Australia. Gianna Ulu Summers looking to try and get this lead a little higher. Tapped out of bounds. Controlled by the Tigers. Last touch by, to the Toreros. Last touch by Desire Finney. Looked like she extended her hand just a little bit too much, and that ball last touched her. Hamilton with the basketball. Watching right here between Moriana Clayton and Sydney Williams. They have a nice little battle going. Wardell with the basketball is a little bit now more of a man-on-man. Shot taken up by the Toreros, rebounded, controlled by Sydney Williams, and the Toreros will reset shop here with 7:38 to go here in the third quarter. And Woodward with the basketball. She gets a screen from Sydney Williams. Tries to dribble inside, kick it back out to Williams for three. No good. Rebounded, controlled by both teams. The jump ball called, and it'll go Tiger basketball as a tie-up between between Hamilton and Gianna Ulu Summers, and the Tigers will take possession. 7:23 to go here in this third quarter. Tigers still looking to try and extend this lead as they lead 40-35. Unique Coleman with it. She'll dribble along the baseline. Kick, try and lay it up. No good. A foul called, a tripping foul. Two shots, a Tiger and a Torero both down. Both of them get up okay. And it looks like the foul was called on a tripping foul was called on Woodward. That's her second personal foul. Wardell for the Toreros has 3 fouls. Woodward and Williams both have 2. That is the closest in the foul trouble. Simons and Lopez Sagrera both have 3 for the Tigers, and that's the foul trouble for the Tigers. First free throw is up and good by Unique Coleman. Tigers are shooting 12 of 14 at the free throw line, and that is really the biggest difference in this game, as the Toreros have only attempted 7 free throws. The second free throw is up and good, so make that 13 of 15 for the for the Tigers. And once again, a full court press. Hamilton with the basketball. She'll try and drive it inside. Kicks it out to Wardell. Wardell thought about the 3. She'll drive it inside. Tries to lay it up. And good. Wardell with along the baseline. Timeout called on the court. And that was on the Toreros. So they will go ahead and step aside. A media timeout will also be called. So we'll step aside. Those trail the Tigers 42-37 here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Want to fight childhood asthma? Then fight it with a scrub brush and a hot soapy towel. Even in the neatest and tidiest homes, if there's so much as a crumb to eat or a drop to drink, household pests like bugs and mice will do all that they can to get it. And they're more than just a nuisance for kids with asthma, because they can actually trigger an asthma attack. So, sweep up crumbs, wipe down tables, scrub dishes before they pile up in the sink, and store leftovers in plastic bags or bowls. Don't leave bugs and mice so much as one tidbit or nibble, and you can stop a childhood asthma attack before it starts. Discover other simple ways to prevent an asthma attack. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org, because no child should feel like a fish out of water. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. EPA, the Ad Council, and this station.
6:57 to go here in the third quarter. Pacific Tigers leading 42-37. Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining us tonight here on the Game of the Week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Game of the Week, as we talk about this West Coast Conference matchup. Tigers looking to go 3-0 in conference play as they also look to even their record, currently coming in at 6-7, while the Toreros are 7-5 and looking to get to above 500 in conference. On the floor for the Toreros, Wardell, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, and Williams. For the Tigers is Clayton, Simons, Ulu Summers, Coleman, and Finney. Gianna Ulu Summers continues her terror as she now has 16 points with that last recent layup upon that drive into the baseline. A foul called, and it looks like a foul will be called. And Caroline Burrow on the illegal screen, so the Tigers looking to extend this lead from 7 as they lead 44-37 here with 6:34 to go here in the third quarter. A full court press looks like it's going to be involved here now. Gianna Ulu Summers gets the inbound pass and trapped by Hamilton, and now it looks like Wardell will go ahead and meet her there. Quick up to the front court. Gianna Ulu Summers will go ahead and get the ball back And we'll go ahead and reset. Emily Simons with the basketball right at the corner 3. She kicks it back out to Gianna Ulu Summers with 13 on the shot clock. Gets it inside to Moriana Clayton, and she lays it up and good. So the Tigers lead moves to 9 here with 6:07 to go here in the third quarter. Woodward with the basketball. She'll try and drive it inside. She tries to lay it up. No good, but there will be a foul called, and that's on Gianna Ulu Summers as she kind of laughs that one off a little bit. That will be Gianna's second personal foul, and we'll see Woodward out to the line. Once again, the Toreros have not attempted a lot of free throws today. They are 4 of 7, while the Tigers are 13 of 15. So the first free throw is up, and that one rattles in for Woodward. That was her first free throw attempt, and we will see now coming in for the Toreros. Looks like Williams will take a seat, and in her place, second free throw is up and good. I believe that was Brosman. Tigers with the basketball. Emily Simons with it, kicks out to Desire Finney. Finney gets it up to the front court. She's going to push it, but then slows things down, trying to get it up to Gianna Ulu Summers. A full court press. Emily Simons with it along the baseline. She tries to get it right inside. She'll lay it up. Rattles out, and the Toreros will try and pull it the other way. Brosman with it, kicks it up, back to Woodward. Woodward with it. She'll step back for a 3. No good. Rebounded, controlled by Unique Coleman, and the Tigers, they want to go the other way. They have numbers. If they hurry, it'll be Gianna Ulu Summers tries to lay it in. Bad option right there between her. Now the Toreros will almost have a numbers if they hurry, but great job by Desire Finney as she just knocks the pass out of bounds. And now we'll see 2 Tigers coming in. Unique Coleman and Emily Simons will check out. Chelsea Leidy and Naja Quinlan checking back in. Naja Quinlan doing a little bit of a cross as she walks in, as she usually does. And now the Toreros will check in or inbound the basketball. Brosman with it, hands it off to Woodward. Woodward wants to run inside. She'll try and lay it up. No good. Chelsea Leidy with the rebound, and Gianna Ulu Summers kicks it way up front to the Desire Finney. Finney wants to go ahead and try and get it in. She takes the shot, and good. Finney now with 13 points. And the Tigers' lead is back to 9. Woodward with the basketball. It looks like the Tigers are doing they are playing a little bit more man. And Hamilton with the basketball, matched up by Leidy. Gets a screen up there at the top. Free throw, shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Gianna Ulu Summers, and the Tigers go the other way as they look to try and push it to double digits. Desire Finney with it. She's along the baseline. She tries to drive it in. Kicks it out to Naja Quinlan. Quinlan thought about pulling it in. Coaching staff wanted some sort of foul called. A foul is going to be called, and it'll be on Hamilton. I believe that's her second as well. So now, with that being said, there also will be another media timeout. We'll step aside. Tigers looking to push the lead, while the Toreros have not had a field goal in the last 2 minutes, 26 seconds. We'll be right back here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network, 91.9 FM, the game of the week. Jeff Dominic, thank you all for joining us tonight.
That's the Big Dipper over there, and there's the Little Dipper.
Rub the balloon on your head like this, and then it'll stick to the wall.
Brown shoes, brown belt. Black shoes, black belt.
Pucker your lips, leave a little hole like this, blow out, and that's how you whistle.
And that's why radios don't go near the bathtub.
Come on, Riff! Open your eyes! Get some glasses, you idiot!
Remember, you're always teaching. Teach carefully. React with rage, and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool, and kids will do likewise. For a few quick pointers, visit actagainstviolence.org or call 877-ACT-WISE for a free brochure.
Well, a cow pie really isn't a pie.
Brought to you by MetLife Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
.431 to go here in the third quarter. Pacific Tigers leading 48-39 and looking to make the lead a little bit larger as they have possession of the basketball. The last time or media timeout, first warning has just been given away. And what more can you say about 2 players right now? But Gianna Ulu Summers seems like she's on a mission, as well as Desire Finney on the court for the Tigers. Those 2 plus Naja Quinlan, Moriana Clayton, and Chelsea Leidy for the for the Toreros, it looks like they're going to have Ramos, Pollock, Hagan, Burr, and Brosman. Desire Finney with the basketball, almost lost control, gives up to Chelsea Leidy. Leidy wants to drive it inside. She'll try and lay it up. She's called, or there's going to be a foul called, and she'll head to the line to shoot two. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and call this on, looks like it was on, I believe, Hagan, who just checked into the game for the first time. And it was. And Chelsea Leidy will shoot her first free throw, and that's up and good. Chelsea Leidy, the sophomore, who came on strong to start the season, and not saying that she hasn't fallen off, but from Torrance, California, she just has played a little bit less minutes. That second free throw is up and good. So the Tigers now lead 50-39 in another full court press by the Tigers, and it looks like it's still confusing the Toreros here a little bit. Once again, full court press right here in the corner in front of us. Kicks it out to Ramos. Ramos then now the Tigers move back to a 3-2 zone. I was questioning it at first, seeing what they would come out here in the opening half, or the opening part of the second half. Kicked out for three, and that rattles home, and that was Pollock. Madison Pollock with her first points of the evening. Excuse me, her second points of the evening, and that was only a 2. They said the foot was on the line, and the Tigers now just lead by 9. 3:42 to go. Gianna Ulu Summers with the basketball. Nice dish inside. She lays it up for Mariana Clayton. She lays it in and good. Nice dish by Gianna Ulu Summers. Nice job by Mariana Clayton. And she was working inside and had pretty much a wide open space because Gianna Ulu Summers is attracting so much attention right now. Toreros with the basketball. I believe that's Ramos. She kicks it far outlet past to Pollock. Pollock tries to get it inside. Excuse me, that's Hagan. Hagan stolen by the Tigers. That's Desire Finney. She's going to go ahead and try and lay it up. No good, but a pushing foul called, and that is going to be on the Toreros, and we will see Desire Finney go to the foul charity stripe. Let me double check on who that was. I did not hear who it was on. That was on Pollock. That's her second personal foul. We're going to see a plethora of Toreros checking in here in just a moment. Desire Finney will check in. We'll shoot the first free throw. Once again, we have 3 Toreros checking in. First free throw is up, and that's good. Tigers, once again, 16 of 18. Looks like Woodward, Wardell, and Alexandria Young. That's the first time we'll say her name tonight. She is the junior from San Diego, California. It looks like Amelia Lee will be checking in probably for Desire Finney. That free throw is up, and that's good. And as I suspected, Desire Finney will check out. Desire Finney with 15 points. Gianna Ulu Summers is still leading all the way with 16. Full court press assessed by the Tigers. That's Young, gives it up to Hamilton. Tigers now move to a 3-2 zone. Woodward with it, matched up by Amelia Lee. Around we go to Wardell. Wardell back to Woodward. Back to Wardell. Great job by Amelia Lee. Gives it up to Hamilton. 5 on the shot clock. Wardell will try and drive it in. Blocked by Mariana Clayton. Tigers take possession. Amelia Lee with the basketball. Gives up to Chelsea Leidy. Back to Amelia Lee right at the near elbow. Around the horn we go. Naja Quinlan with it. She tells Leidy, come up here, give me the basketball. She throws it away, and Chelsea Leidy is beside herself. That's twice that I've seen Chelsea Leidy so far take her eyes off the basketball, and it end horribly. Another turnover by the Tigers. 54-41. Tigers leading by 13 over the University of San Diego Toreros. Wardell with the basketball. Around the horn we go, and Hamilton winds up with it. Inside pass to Young. She lays it up, and good. Great vision there by Hamilton, and the lead is now 11 to the Tigers. Amelia Lee with it. She wants to drive it inside. Nice screen by Mariana Clayton. She hands it off to Gianna Ulu Summers for 3. It's good. Give her 19 points for this evening. Hamilton will drive it inside for the Toreros. A foul called, a blocking called, and Mariana Clayton cannot believe that because that was a late call by the referees, but it will put Hamilton to the line to shoot 2. Hamilton will shoot her 6th and 7th free throw this evening. Moriana Clayton, that will pick up her. She's got 7 points tonight, a very quiet 7 points. 7 points, 6 rebounds. That first free throw is up and no good. That will be her second personal foul as well. So the Toreros in the bonus, the Tigers are in the bonus, and the Tigers only have 3 team fouls. That free throw is up and good. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers gets the inbound pass, splits the defense, and they're gonna say that Gianna elbowed Hamilton in an offensive foul called, and he actually better watch out. The referee might, because he almost clotheslined Hamilton as well. But nevertheless, it's another turnover for the Tigers. 4th personal foul called, and that's on Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. That will be her 3rd personal foul. So Torero's looking to get the pass. Stolen by Amelia Lee. She's going to try and go coast to coast. Lays it up and good. Inbound pass gone awry, and the Tigers still take advantage, and they are up by 15. Wardell with the basketball for the Toreros. Got to watch out for Gianna, and another foul called, offensive foul. This time it's going to be on Young as Gianna claps her hands excitedly, as this time she got one to go her way. First personal foul by Young, and a Desire Finney will check in, and not a bad decision here with Gianna going to go ahead and take a seat, and a nice high five by head coach Bradley Davis as he was very excited about what just transpired there between by Gianna Lu'aulu Summers and here recently. Another foul called, and that's on Wardell, and I believe that's her 4th. It is her 4th. And Amelia Lee. I'm excited about Gianna Lu'aulu Summers. 19 points tonight. So give it to her right now, and we'll see Amelia Lee shoot 2 with 1:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers leading 59-44. And the first free throw, Amelia Lee, this will be the second free throw that she'll shoot. That is up and good. And if you're looking on one of some of the people that I know are probably looking at me on YouTube trying to find out why am I really not in front of everything? Well, I'm always up and around looking for the excitement here. Wardell checks out, and second free throw is up and good. And Ramos checked back in for the Toreros. Still a full court press by the Tigers. I'm loving this defense right now. And they finally get it up to the front court to Brosman. Brosman gets it up to Woodward. Traveling called, and a turnover by the Tigers. This full court defense in this 3rd quarter, in this second half, has really been a difficult nut to crack for the Toreros. Inbound pass to Chelsea Leidy. Back up to Naja Quinlan. Quinlan will try and get it up to the front court. She's going to go ahead and slow down, trapped by two Toreros. She gives it up to Amelia Lee. Amelia Lee finds Moriana Clayton, who lays it up and good. Moriana Clayton now with 9 points. Almost a traveling call. The fans wanted a traveling call. Moriana Clayton, once again, I'm loving this battle between Moriana Clayton and whoever they put in the middle there. Ramos with a no-look pass to Woodward. Woodward will shoot the 3 and good. So trying to close out this quarter, and the Tigers lead 63-47. Desire Finney with the basketball. Gives it up to Naja Quinlan. Quinlan will try and take as much time off this clock as she can, and gives it up to Amelia Lee right at the Tiger logo. Chelsea Leidy with it. This time she puts both hands on it. She'll drive baseline, try and lay it up. She's going to be called for a defensive foul, and that will be, we'll see Chelsea Leidy go up to the free throw and shoot 2. This time it was on, double checking here, and I believe, and that was on Brosman. That's her second personal foul. So Chelsea Leidy will go to the free throw line. Tigers shooting 90% tonight. 19 of 21. First free throw by Leidy is up and good. That's the 3rd time, and we'll see the 4th opportunity coming from her here in just a moment for the Tigers. Second free throw is also up and good. So with 21 seconds here, we'll see the Toreros hold for the last shot, potentially, I should say, because I don't want to jinx it to anybody. They do get it up to the front court. That's Ramos. She's going to go ahead with 8 seconds to try and drive it inside. A foul called, and Moriana Clayton did get her on the wrist, and she kind of ducks a little bit, but the Toreros will go to the free throw line, and with 6.8 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, 65-47. Toreros trying to get it to 16 here. First free throw is up, rattles in. Ramos shooting the 12th free throw, and the 13th free throw of the evening. They're 8 of 12 so far. Emily Simons checking back in, and for Mariana Clayton. Clayton has 9 points along with 6 rebounds. That was her third personal foul, by the way. So Ramos will shoot the last free throw here. And that's up and good. So 6.8 seconds. She'll hand it off to Amelia Lee. Amelia Lee trying to get it, rush it up. Hands it off to Desire Finney. She'll try and do a lob shot. No good. And after 3, the Tigers leading 65-49 here going into the fourth quarter. We'll go ahead and step aside here just for a moment. This is the game of the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the home team, the University of Pacific Tigers. This is the Pacific Tiger Radio Network on 91.9 FM. We'll be right back.
On the wing for 3 and the win! Oh my goodness! We've got a winner! Lock for lead! Yes! 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 For the count! Yes! The buzzer! Yes! Yes! Oh! Anthony Davis! It's at 4 seconds. Here's his move. He spins an off-balance shot. Wins the game! Call that way. Curry swings it the other way. And he got it!
Stay up to date on all local sports in the 209. Follow us on Facebook, the 209 Sports Facebook page.
What does freedom of speech mean to me?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Freedom of speech means I can speak out against the majority.
It means I can express my opinion freely.
It's the American dream.
It's the First Amendment.
It means everyone has a voice. I guess freedom of speech is more than a right. It's a responsibility.
A message from the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and this station.
As we head to the fourth quarter, the Pacific Tigers leading 65-49. Jeff Dominic alongside. Thank you all for joining me for the game of the week between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers is entering the court. She's got 19 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 3 at the three-point line. She's doing absolutely almost everything tonight. She's got 4 rebounds, as well as a couple assists for her evening. On the court, though, is Emily Simons, Chelsea Leidy, Amelia Lee, Desire Finney, who has 15, and Naja Queenland. Inside for the Toreros, rebounded, tapped out of bounds, and it'll go Tigers basketball. For the Toreros, who are going from left to right, wearing all blue, white letters, and white numbers, they have Ramos, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, and Williams. Tigers with the basketball. Emily Simons with it, trying to get it inside. Hands it off to Amelia Lee. She gets it to Chelsea Leidy. Kicks it back up to the top. That's Naja Queenland. Almost lost control of the basketball. 15 on the shot clock. Hands it back off to Amelia Lee. Throws it out to the Keller elbow to Chelsea Leidy. She goes back up to the top of the key. She tries to dribble inside. Kicks out to Amelia Lee. She'll shoot the 3 off the side iron. Rebounded, controlled by the Toreros. As there's a foul call, and I believe that's going to be on Naja Queenland, if I'm not mistaken. It is. And that will be her second personal foul. So Naja Queenland not in foul trouble right now. Tigers leading 65-49. Tigers wearing the all-white, orange numbers, and black lettering across their chest saying Pacific. Toreros with the basketball. Ramos has it. Gets it up to the top of the key, hands it off to Hamilton. Hamilton's been good tonight. Gets it inside. That is an attempted lay-in and good by Carolyn Burr. And Carolyn Burr, that's her 7th point of the evening. Chelsea Leidy with it. Gets it up to Naja Quinlan. Back around the horn we go to Desire Finney. Finney's been absolutely on fire here lately. She'll lay it in along the baseline and good. Desire Finney now with 17 points. And the Tigers go back up 16 here in the fourth quarter. Woodward with the basketball for the Toreros. Looking for a cutting Ramos. She decides to get it back up to the top to Williams. Hands it off to Hamilton right at the corner 3. Gets back up to Woodward. Back to Ramos. Ramos will draw it along the baseline. She'll try and do a jump shot. No good. About 14 feet away. Naja Queenland with the basketball with the rebound for the Tigers. Amelia Lee, long cross-court pass. Gives it off to Desire Finney. She'll shoot the 3. Rattles in. When you're hot, you're hot. Desire Finney now with 20 points. And the Tigers now lead by 19. We'll see a couple of different substitutions at the next whistle. Ramos with it. Gets it up to the top to Burr. Burr tries to get it inside. Stripped by the Tigers. Amelia Lee with the basketball. She's going to try and go coast to coast. She hands it off to Chelsea Lighty, who lays it in, and good. The lead is now up to 21, 72 to 51, 7:43 to go here in the game. Almost a pickpocket. No one kind of paid attention. Nice steal by Desire Finney, who's almost doing it all. Gets it up to Naja Quinlan. Desire Finney slow to kind of get back up, but probably is just sitting back to get it, make sure that the team gets the ball. Chelsea Lighty slows things down as she's waiting at the corner or near elbow, waiting for Amelia Lee to kind of set things back up. 13 on the shot clock. A little bit more time here to go. Is 7:15 to go here in the game. Screen up by Amelia Lee. Hands it off to Naja Quinlan. Baylor Lock, watch out. They got 3 on the shot clock. Try and lay it in. No good. That's going to be a shot clock violation, right? No good. No, they say timeout called. I want to see what happened here. What was that all about? Because it was a lay-in, and we want to know, because there's a full timeout called. But they want to know is that what they are counting the basket, but they want to know if that was that touched the rim, and the coach is not happy. And the referee is trying to say, hey, look, I'm not the one that called if it was hit the rim or not. So the coaching staff for the Toreros is not happy, and it is a timeout called. So we will do it at the same time. The Tigers leading by 23 here with 7:02 to go, and this is the Pacific Tiger Radio Network and the game of the week. Jeff Dominic, we'll be right back.
The man of steel, and others follow lines in the web. But I look up to my real-life icon, my dad, and calling him anything less than great will be misguided. In his warm arms, I confided all of my fears. And as my time to rear others grows near, I'm reminded that women marry men just like their fathers. And I hope that's true. Anything less, might as well not even bother.
A message from the National Fatherhood Initiative, the Ad Council, and this radio station. Visit fatherhood.org for more information. Have you been a dad today?
That's the Big Dipper over there.
Yellow and blue make green.
Well, a cow pie really isn't a pie.
Come on, Riff! Open your eyes!
Remember, you're always teaching. Teach carefully. React with rage, and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool, and kids will do likewise. For advice, visit actagainstviolence.org. Brought to you by MetLife Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
7:02 to go here at the Alex G. Spano Center in a little bit of a weird play setup. And, of course, the head coaching staff for the San Diego Toreros is very, very unhappy with what just transpired there. As there was looked like it was a shot clock violation, but it was wound up being the referee said it hit the rim, and the Toreros were unfortunately not the benefactor of that. Toreros, an offensive foul called, and Desire Finney is hitting the deck hard the last couple of plays. But anyways, the score is 74-51. Tigers leading by 23, and they now have the basketball with 6:54 to go. Tigers going from left to right on the court. We have Emily Simons, Gianna Ulu Summers, who has 19. Amelia Lee with 7. Desire Finney with 20, and Naja Quinlan with 2. Amelia Lee gets the basketball. She gets it up front onto the front court. Hands it off to Desire Finney. Desire Finney kicks it back to Amelia Lee. And then kind of going a little bit around the corner we go. Amelia Lee with it at the top of the Tiger logo. She'll try and drive it inside. Pushed around. Gianna Ulu Summers with it. Back to Amelia Lee, who drive along the baseline. She tries to do a little bit of a weird lob, and I don't know if it was a pass or not, but it's stolen by the Toreros. A pass that was attempted, and it's going to be a reach-in foul called on the Tigers. Naja Quinlan, that's her third personal. Tigers have 3 players with 3 personal fouls right now with 6:22 to go. No significant foul trouble yet, but of course one more by one of a few players could be in a little bit of trouble. Toreros with the basketball. That's Woodward at the top. She looks to set up the play for the Toreros. Kicks it out to Hamilton. Hamilton has been a very, very good player for the Toreros tonight. She kicks it up to Burr. Burr's at the far side 3-point line and kicks it back to the top. Woodward will try and drive it inside. She's blocked, and it will go. She'll go to the line as Amelia Lee is called for a personal foul, and she'll shoot 2. So Woodward will shoot 2 with 6:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tigers have slowed things down here as far as their turnovers go. Only 4 so far in the second half, where they had 12 in the first half. First free throw is up and good. On the court for the Toreros, it's Wardell, Burr, Hamilton, Woodward, and Williams. For the Tigers, Simons, Lu'aulu Summers, Lee, and Finney. Naja Queenlan. Queenlan with the basketball right now, gets it up to Desire Finney. Finney puts it up to the front court. Nice little stop and go. She slows things down. Mila Lee, and hands it off to Mila Lee, who throws it across to Naja Queenlan. 17 on the shot clock. Back to Gianna Lu'aulu Summers, who will shoot the 3 off the side iron. Rebounded, controlled by the Tigers. Emily Simons with the basketball. Around the horn we go to Desire Finney. Rebounded once again by Emily Simons. This time we're going to go ahead and slow things down. And I like Amila Lee wanting to push that basketball, but smarter playing this time with Amila Lee, and she tries to gather it. Inside pass to Naja Queenlan. She'll kick it out to Gianna Lu'aulu Summers for 3. Side iron, no good. This time rebounded by the Toreros. Wardell with the basketball. She'll push it up to the front court and gives it up to Hamilton. Hamilton tries to drive it inside. Spin move. Ripped away by the Tigers. Another rip away by the Tigers, and it's going to be a jump ball called. Tigers basketball either way. For Hamilton tonight, she's actually played very, very well. Even though the shots are not falling for her, she's got 12 points in 31 minutes. She's shot 4 of 12. And 4 rebounds, 2 assists in her night tonight. Desire Finney with it. She's going to drive it inside. She'll try and lay it in. It bounces around. No good. Rebound controlled. And I want to double check. White 22. That's going to be a technical foul called on Desire Finney. I'm not sure what she said, but it was a technical foul called. And she got rang up. And we'll see Unique Coleman checking back in here in just a moment. But surprising here for 4:53 to go and 21-point lead. And Desire Finney called for the tee. And head coach Bradley Davis says, hey, let's go ahead and talk about this for a quick second while we get a little bit of a clarification. So 2 shots are going to come for the Toreros. And it looks like Woodward will go ahead and shoot those free throws. Woodward on the night, she's got 12 points, 3 of 8, and she's 4 of 4 at the free throw stripe. She's hitting about 80%. First free throw, it rattles out, no good, and she kind of looks at herself in disbelief. So she misses the first free throw. She's currently now 4 of 5. Second free throw, that one was good, and the lead is now down to 20. Now we're going to go ahead and get clarification, and it looks like the other foul will be... Actually, it looks like that Desire Finney was possibly called on both fouls at this point. And she has now 2 personal fouls. And the Toreros will try and move this deficit a little bit more with 4:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Full court trap once again by the Tigers. And Woodward with the basketball after all is said and done in the front court. She sets up the system here for the Toreros. As head coach Cindy Fisher gets it into Hamilton. Hamilton trying to lay it in. No good. Rebounded by two players. And a travel called on the Toreros, and the Tigers will take possession. A few players are looking a little bit surprised for the Toreros. I mean, this has been a very interesting fourth quarter. Gianna Lu'aulu Summers with the basketball. She gives it up to Naja Queenlan. Queenlan will try to get it up to the front court. Trapped by Woodward. She needs to get it up there soon. Amila Lee just gets it over. Long pass, almost out of bounds by the Tigers. And finally, Naja Queenlan gets it up to the front, right at the Tiger logo, and says, hey, let's slow things down here a little bit. Unique Coleman with it, gets it back to Amila Lee. Back to Coleman. Coleman will shoot the 3. That rattles out, no good. And a foul is going to be called. Oh, a jump ball is going to be called, and that's going to go possession Toreros. But wow, a lot of interesting moments here in this fourth quarter. We still got 4 minutes to go. Inbound pass to Woodward. And not a full court press this time, so switching it up a little bit more. Tigers out to Woodward. Woodward gets inside, stripped by the Tigers. It actually went off of Desire Finney's leg. Amila Lee tries to lay it up. Good! And 1. Amila Lee has absolutely played very well in her time. She's played 13 minutes 9 points, looking to get her into double digits for the Tigers. 3 players in double digits right now, and Amelia Lee might join them, along with possibly Moriana Clayton if she comes back in. So Amelia Lee with 9 points. She also has 4 assists and only 1 turnover tonight, so doing a very good job keeping track of that basketball. That free throw is up, and that one's no good. Rebounded, tapped around, controlled by Hamilton, and the Toreros want to run. Tries to drive inside, lays it up, and good. Hamilton now with 14 points. Pass inside to Lu'a'ulu Summers with 3:28 to go here in the game. Hands it off. And up to the top to Amelia Lee. Back to Gianna Lu'a'ulu Summers right at the corner elbow. She gives it up to Naja Queenlan. Queenlan wants to drive it inside, gives it back to Amelia Lee. She'll shoot the 3, why not? That rattles around, no good. Rebound controlled, jump ball called, Tigers possession. And coming in after a little bit of a relax here is Desire Finney. She actually stopped and wanted to wait for the referees to signal her in. She gets the signal, and Naja Queenlan looks like she's going to go ahead and have a seat. Actually, I believe that was, excuse me, that was not Queenlan. That was Unique Coleman. And also checking in was Hepburn for the Toreros. Quick inside pass. No good by Amelia Lee, but Desire Finney gets the rebound and lays it up, and good. 3:01 to go here in the game. Woodward with the basketball, gets up to Hepburn. Hepburn right at the top of the key, stolen by the Tigers. Never mind, they say that Naja Queenlan pulled the player off of her, and she's going to be called with a foul. That foul was on, once again, Queenlan, and that's Brosman will go ahead and head to the line. That is 5 team fouls for the Tigers, where the Toreros only have 2 in this fourth quarter. But with 2:53 to go, first free throw is up and good by Brosman. And a timeout called by the Tigers, and we're going to go ahead and double check if it's a 30-second timeout called. They're saying go ahead and get it going, and they signaled it. And we are underway. So we will stay right here. 78-57, Tigers leading. Emily Simon's doing a great job. 2 of 3 with 5 points, 5 rebounds. Gianna Lu'a'ulu Summers, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Desire Finney, 22 points, 8 of 15 shooting. She's 1 of 4 at the 3-point line, but I think we will not be mad at her about that. She did have 2 questionable fouls really quick, and also had 3 turnovers, but 22 points with what she's just absolutely torn up this West Coast Conference so far. And a stoppage is called here as the buzzer said, "Hey, we're going to change the possession arrow here real quick," and the next possession arrow will go to the Toreros with 2:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Brosman will go ahead and shoot that second free throw. It's off the side iron, controlled by Amelia Lee. Almost stolen, almost lost control. Amelia Lee with it. She went out of bounds, controlled by Naja Queenlan. Now they want a travel or a double dribble call, or excuse me, a lift call. Kicks out to Gianna Lu'a'ulu Summers, no good. Rebounded, controlled by the Toreros, and that was Hepburn. And Wardell with the basketball. Once again, the Tigers leading by 21. Almost lost control of it. Wardell with it. She'll drive inside, try and lay it up. No good. Foul called on Desire Finney. So with 2:16, this game is not over yet. 21-point lead. And that's her 3rd personal foul is for Desire Finney. We'll see Wardell go to the free throw line. Wardell's been playing with 4 fouls. She's been playing with 4 fouls for quite a while now. So that first free throw is up and good. The lead is now at 20. The second free throw is up, and that one is good. So 19-point lead for the Tigers. Full court press by the Toreros. Naja Queenlan with it. She's trying to get it up to the front court. Needs to hurry up. 23 on the shot clock. Okay, we got into the front court. Gives it up to Gianna Lu'a'ulu Summers. She's going to go ahead and drive baseline. Tapped out of bounds, and it'll stay Tiger basketball. We'll see Tyler King checking back in, and she's going to point out. Who's she pointing out? She's going to point out Desire Finney, and Desire Finney will go ahead and have a seat with 2:02 to go here in the game. And a nice little ovation by the crowd here. So Mila Lee with the basketball. She tries to get it inside, hands it off to Gianna Ulu Summers, which between her and Desire Finney, we don't know who the player of the game is going to be. Woodward with the basketball. Tries to get it into Hepburn. Hepburn kicks it out to Wardell. Wardell will go ahead and try and do a jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Naja Queenlan. We'll see a couple of Tiger players coming in here in just a moment. 1:42 to go here in the game. Amila Lee with the basketball. Gets it inside to Emily Simons. Just enough to get it back out to the top. Gives it over to Tyler King. She'll shoot the three. Rattles out. So the Tigers kind of getting a little cold at the three-point line. Wardell with the basketball. She'll try and bounce it inside. She'll lay it up and good. Nice spin move by Wardell. Amila Lee with it. Gets it into Naja Queenlan. I think they're going to go ahead and slow things down now as it looks like that this lead may be insurmountable. And Emily Simons just kind of laid it up because you passed it to her kind of thing. Amila Lee with the assist. Woodward with the basketball. She's going to go ahead and slow it down here with 25 on the shot clock. 1:02 to go in the game clock. And we are stolen, but a foul called. And Naja Queenlan puts her hands in the sides and kind of goes, why? Why me? And she's going to go ahead and hug the rest of the team. So Hepburn will go ahead and shoot two. And it was actually on Emily Simons who gets her fourth personal foul. But I think I think Naja thought it was on her. That free throw is up and no good. We'll see Callie Owens, Chelsea Leidy, and Moriana Clayton check back in for the Tigers. For Hepburn, about to shoot her second free throw with 59.2 seconds to go here in the game. Tigers with a pretty much insurmountable lead at this point. 59.2 seconds to go as that free throw is up and good. The lead's back up to 20. Mila Lee with it. Throws it out to Chelsea Leidy. Moriana Clayton kind of wants her 10th point. She knows she does. Gets it up to Amila Lee at the Tiger logo with 44.6 seconds to go here in the game. Amila Lee with it. She'll try and dribble it in. Gets it inside. There's Moriana Clayton. She'll get double digits. Moriana Clayton with 11 points, 6 rebounds, and the Tigers look like they're going to go ahead and take over here. 25 seconds. Hamilton will try and get it inside. And she's fouled, and the Tigers will go ahead and it's going to be on that's going to be on Janelle Grant. Excuse me. I said Callie Owens. Callie Owens is not in. It is Janelle Grant. First free throw is up and good by Hamilton. So we'll see what they want to do here in just a moment. But Tigers look like they've pretty much salted this one away. Second free throw is up and good. Janelle Grant with it. Gets it up to Chelsea Leidy. Leidy back to Amila Lee. 16 on the game clock. Looks like this will be tied down. Got to give it to the Toreros. They're not going to let things slip away. Amila Lee with it. With 6 on the game clock. Hamilton tries to swipe at it. And that is it. So that's the game. Tigers go 3-0 in conference, while the Toreros go 1-2. Final right now is 84-64. Tigers win this one, move to 7-7 overall, and 3-0 once again in conference. So we'll step aside, and as we do that, that means we will, when we come back, it's the post-game wrap-up here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network, 91.9 FM. Tigers win 84-64. We'll be right back.
In 1805, Lewis and Clark described in their journals a country teeming with wildlife.
Bison as far as the eye can see.
Rivers churning with fish.
They wrote of scenes of endless beauty and of meeting more than 100 nations of American Indian whose lives were one with our environment. Now, imagine what Lewis and Clark and the American Indians they met would say if they walked the trail today. Would they be pleased?
There are herds of homes where the buffalo once roamed.
Or would they feel differently?
Something must be done to save what's left of this great place.
As we commemorate the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, we encourage you to consider what's been lost and what we can do to preserve what's left of the trail that still winds through us all. Walk with Lewis and Clark and see what you discover at www.lewisandclark200.org.
This is a public service message of the National Council of the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, the Missouri Historical Society, and the Ad Council.
Hello, son. I'm Dean Rubin from college. Here to invite you to join us this fall.
Me?
You've always wanted to go to college, correct?
Yeah.
Well, here's that invitation you've been waiting for.
Joey, out of bed.
Wake up. You can't dream your way into college. There are actual steps you need to take. For all the steps, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back here to the Alex G. Spano Center. Final score tonight between the University of San Diego Toreros and the University of Pacific Tigers, 84-64. And I'm joined with Desire Finney. Desire, you've been absolutely on a tear since conference play. And talk about, let's go ahead and start with tonight. San Diego Toreros, they came in. They seemed like they bottled you up for the first quarter and a half, but when you're hot, you're hot. And right now, I mean, you came in 22 points, 8 of 15 shooting. Now the three-point line, we won't talk too much about that. 5 of 6 free throws. You're doing absolutely fantastic. Take us what's going on tonight, right now.
I kind of started off slow a little bit, but after I warmed up and my team talked to me, I was able to pick it up, and I just became more focused and making my shots. Yeah, I didn't shoot too well on the three-point line, but I knew I had to finish every time I went to the rim, so that's what I did.
Something a little bit that it looks like you've worked on not only just throughout this season, but looks like throughout the whole since you've started here, your free throw shooting has absolutely gone up, and you have to be pleasantly surprised about that. 5 of 6 tonight. Tonight was has to be very beneficial for not just you, but the Tigers. They hit that free throw stripe a lot tonight.
Yeah, our free throws is the main thing how we win our game. So in practice, we practice a lot on our free throws, and we always focus on our free throws. So that's why the team was able to shoot really well on the free throw because we always practice it.
Well, and let's go ahead and talk about tonight a little bit too. I mean, this full court press seemed like that was something that you and your team wanted to really provide, and that really kind of caused a lot of havoc. Take us through the night and a little bit of switching, but for the most part, a lot of full court press.
Yeah, with the full court press, we knew we just have to make sure we move the ball and make sure we cut through the open area. So that was our main thing we did, and that helped a lot going through this game. And we just knew we have to make sure we just don't fumble the ball, be patient, and just cut to the open area.
You're 3-0 in conference play.
Yeah.
What does that say about this team? I mean, we've seen some tough struggles to begin the season, but it looks like it's helped out as the conference play started.
We knew when we come to conference, we knew it was going to be tough, and we knew we wanted to get that top spot, so that's what we're doing right now. After we beat Gonzaga, we knew we had a real good team after that, because Gonzaga's a really good team to beat. And after that win, we knew we had a chance to keep on moving forward.
Now, the Toreros, unfortunately, they did lose a player that Hood was a very good player, averaging 18 points a game. Almost pretty much you can guarantee she's going to be a double-double every time you turn around. Injuries are part of this game.
Yes.
And you've taken a lot of bumps tonight too, but I want to make sure I add that in too. But when you have something like that, I mean, what goes through a mindset like that when you know that you don't have one of their star or you're not facing one of their star players at all this season?
Just take advantage of that, actually. I mean, I feel bad that she's hurt, and all my prayers go up to her and make sure she recovers well. But when you have their top player go down, you have to take advantage of that.
Desire, I know it's great to enjoy this one right now. It's absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's for me, seeing what you were able to do, your team was able to do out on the road, going 2-0 on conference play. Now you're 3-0, but it doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't.
You've got a team that's going to be extremely tough, not just here but in Provo. That being BYU. One, let me go ahead and start with this one. Did it seem what was that atmosphere like right now, considering that you knew you had to get by San Diego first before BYU? I mean, there was it couldn't be any overlook on BYU. Before BYU came in. You can't overlook a team like San Diego.
Yeah. How we see each team, you see them as taking them one game at a time. So I'm going to think of San Diego, and we were able to get the win. And now tomorrow we're going to focus on BYU and try to get that win again.
3-0. Let's ask me about this confidence level right now.
Oh, it's tough. It's real tough, but it's good because it's good playing against a tough team because it show what your team really is about. And right now, it's showing everyone else in our conference that we're ready to play, and we're here for a challenge. And if you want to bring the challenge, you bring it to us.
Awesome, Desire. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job. Happy New Year.
You too.
We'll be talking to you hopefully very soon.
Okay.
All right. And she's Desire Finney, 22 points, had a few steals tonight. Did absolutely great. She gets a great high five. And Coach, I'm going to have you put this one on for me tonight. A little bit different because I don't have a regular co-host with me tonight. So it's I'm going to have you put that on. And
all right.
Coach, want to go once again. Congratulations. Let me start with this. 3-0. 3-0 in conference play. Now you're 7-7 in overall, but 3-0. How good does that feel right now?
You know, anytime you can get a win in the WCC, you got to celebrate it, and for at least tonight, and then get ready for the next one because it's a tough conference, top to bottom, and we know the challenges just keep coming.
What did you instill in these girls to not overlook this game against San Diego and to not focus on BYU?
Well, there's not much to overlook. They're really good, and they've lost their best player to knee injury, but they work their tail off and they fight from minute 1 to minute 40. And you know, if you look at our past, we were only, you know, since I've been here, we've only won 1 time against them in 11 tries, and overall only 3 times. So we know they're tough, and they've had our number here for a number of years.
I'm going to quickly go to BYU, but I'm going to come back to this game because I wanted to get this question out of the way. BYU comes in here. We know that they're going to be a tough team. Last time they came out here, beat you on your court, 67-57. What kind of taste is that? The bad taste in that mouth, and then kind of moving on, getting ready for that game.
You know, they're tough. They've got probably one of the best players in the conference down in Purcell, and they are so well coached, and they execute, and they've got a great shooter in Pulsifer. So they can hurt you in a number of different ways. So we're going to have to watch some film tonight and tomorrow and get on the practice floor there late in the afternoon.
What have you been feeding Desire Finney? 17 points the game against Portland, 23 against Gonzaga, 22 tonight. She's been absolutely on a tear in West Coast Conference play, and she seems like she does that every time West Coast Conference comes around.
She's got a little bit of fire in her belly right now, and it's nice to be kind of out of classes here and be able to focus just on basketball. You know, and so I think she's been taking full advantage of that, getting in the gym and getting herself in a good rhythm now. She's playing really, really well offensively, but I'm really proud of her defense right now as well. She's finding some ways to get steals. I think she had 4 steals, and she's really stepped up her defensive game, and that's kind of been the catalyst for I think her playing well in WCC.
How much did the initial part of the season before West Coast Conference play, how much does that play into the West Coast Conference play? It looks like that the teams that you set up for this schedule look like a lot of them play kind of like the West Coast Conference.
Yeah, you know, I think we did have some that matched up well West Coast Conference style, and we played some good teams. I think we were 4th or 5th toughest schedule in the conference, and we've played some tough teams that are going to be good in their conferences. So they've, you know, definitely prepared us. But more than anything, I think we found a little bit of rhythm. I found a little bit of rhythm with the team, and they've found a little bit of rhythm with each other. So, you know, I'm proud of them for doing that.
Coach, you've also had a lot of great free throw. The free throw shooting percentage is probably one of the best in the NCAA, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's roughly close to about 78 to 80%. You have a lot of great free throw shooters right now. When everything is kind of driving like this, I mean, what kind of feeling do you have right now? I mean, 7-7, but you're winning 4. You've won 4 in a row, and 3 of them in West Coast Conference.
Yeah, you know, they've had confidence all year long from the free throw line, and we're just, you know, knocking on wood and not trying to jinx anything. But they've done a good job. I think the key really is we're getting to the free throw line, except for that last game, not as much, but we get to the free throw line, we get ourselves a lot of opportunities.
Well, Coach, I once again, congratulations on going 3-0 in the West Coast Conference and getting 4 in a row.
Thanks so much, man.
So happy New Year, and we'll see you on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Awesome, sounds good.
All right, man. That was head coach Bradley Davis, University of Pacific women's basketball coach, and we will see him here in the fairly near future. Oh, thank you very much. As CJ has given me a copy of the book, and we'll go ahead and Mark, get over here. Why are you laughing at me? What are you laughing at me for? You got to at least say something here. What did you think about tonight's game? As he's getting the headset on, I'm still doing the play-by-play stuff, man. What did you think about tonight, man? I mean, we talked about it at half.
I mean, we finally get to see the Pacific Tigers women's basketball team.
They're gelled right now. I mean, they're a perfect team right now.
Before this, they were 2-0, so it's good to have them back on the court and see them play this, and so they're for real now.
So now,
and with the biggest matchups on Saturday,
you have BYU. Yeah, I mean, this will be interesting because I will be actually over there at the scorers table, which is unfortunate because I was excited about this game coming. I was excited about this game too. Don't get me wrong. I truly wanted to see Melina Hood, but because I know that she's been a terror for the Tigers for a very long time, and in her red shirt or her senior year, and unfortunately she's not going to play. But what a great time to be a Tiger fan, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years. You're crazy right now. I have to be careful because I'm on the call. So that is Mr. DJ JOD, Mark Leong, my partner for 209 Sports Talk, which this is the post-game wrap-up brought to you by 209 Sports every Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. You'll be able to hear myself and Mr. Mark Itliong as we talk about, probably going to talk about this game, the BYU game, the game for the men's team. As you know what, while I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if I can, I'm going to give a little bit of an update on the men's game. As what a great time right now. Tigers go 7-7 overall. They're 3-0 in conference. As I'm pulling up the
4-game winning streak.
4-game winning streak, starting at William Jessup right here at the Alex G. Spano Center, then going on the road. You go on the road to Portland. You go on the road to Gonzaga. Go 2-0 there. You'd be happy with a split.
Mm-hmm.
You go 2-0 there, then you come home, get a little bit of a rest, and then all of a sudden, bam, here you go, and you're on fire to go ahead and go against a really good team, which I was hoping would be a little bit more of a different matchup, but no matter what, it is it's a win for the Tigers. It's a win for the Tigers. I'm pulling up the game tracker for the Tigers game against the University of San Diego Toreros. Tigers lead 56-53, and it's a final over there in San Diego. Tigers win 56-53.
No, the first road win.
First road win of the season. Road win. Goodness sakes, everybody! First road win of the season, and I
think they broke a 3-game losing streak
at home overall.
Overall, yeah.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. So, Tigers win. They sweep the series against the Toreros, and unfortunately, that doesn't mean it's over because the Tigers mean they both play BYU on Saturday.
Well, this is the first time in the season that
a sweep?
The Tigers had a sweep.
So, Mark, you're going to have to tell me how to get us off of TeamViewer here in a moment. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up. The final score for the final time, the Tigers win 84-64. Desire Finney, I've done that again. Desire Finney with 22 points, 4 steals, and only 3 turnovers, but she's absolutely was all over the place. Gianna Ulu Summers also with 21 points. We also had Moriana Clayton, 11 points, 6 rebounds, a very quiet 11 points and 6 rebounds. She did a great job. And Chelsea Leidy also with 10 points, also another quiet 10 points as well. So for Mark Itliong, myself, and the entire Pacific Tigers athletics staff, want to thank you all very, very much for joining us tonight. This has been the Game of the Week here on the Pacific Tiger Radio Network, 91.9 FM. Jeff Dominic saying good night, everybody.
Some look up to the man of steel and others follow the lines in the web. But I look up to my real-life icon, my dad, and calling him anything less than great will be misguided. In his warm arms, I confided all of my fears. And as my time to rear others grows near, I'm reminded that women marry men just like their fathers. And I hope that's true. Anything less, might as well not even bother.
A message from the National Fatherhood Initiative, the Ad Council.